Guys and gals, we're back once again with another fun-filled, action-packed Flip Geometry Classroom video with me, Coach Goo. This is our last unit that we're going to be doing together. This is going to be Unit 12, and this is all about probability. Probability, the chance that something is going to happen. So first we've got a few vocabulary terms that we need to, oh wow, I just spoiled one. Anyways, let's fill in these first three. So, an experiment is an investigation or procedure with varying results. So something that happens and there's different results that could happen. For example, flipping a coin. You could get heads or you could get tails, or you could land it straight on the side and it wouldn't land on heads or tails. An outcome is a possible result from the experiment. So an example from that flipping the coin, a possible outcome would be heads. And then the sample space is the set of all possible outcomes. So for example, we would have, with our flipping the coin example, we'd have heads and tails. We always put it in these, I cannot draw this thing. We always put it in these weird bracket things. I'm really bad at drawing them, but the sample space always go in these squiggly bracket things. Not sure what they're actually called. There we go. So for some examples, this one says, give the sample space and number of outcomes for each experiment. So number one says a state that begins with the letter O. Can anybody think of this? All the states that begin with the letter O? One is my birth state, Ohio. I bet you didn't know that one. A little trivia there. Ohio. We got Oklahoma. And there's one more, and that would be Oregon. So that's my sample space. And the number of outcomes, how many are in there? 3. There's 3 outcomes. All right, now we're getting into the good stuff. Probability. The probability is a measure of the chance of a specific event occurring, and you denote it as, or you notate it as P of E. That's how you read it, P of E. Probability of event. Probability of event. Probability of event. All right, so this is always expressed as a ratio of favorable outcomes to the total number of outcomes. And the ratio can be written in 3 ways. It can be written as a fraction, a decimal, a decimal, or a percentage. The sum of all the probabilities in a sample space is equal to 1. All right? So let's take a look at some examples for probability. All right, check out this cool spinner right here. Probability is all about chance, you know, so if you know your probability, you could be really good at gambling, maybe. Give each probability as a fraction in simplest form, a decimal and a percent. So we're going to write it in all 3 forms. The spinner below is used in a game. If we spin it once, we're going to find the probability of each of these things happening. So A says the probability of me landing on the 9. So how many spaces are there total? There's 16. And how many 9s are? There's 1. So probability of favorable outcomes. So how many chances can I get 1? There's only 1 9. So I'm going to put 1 over. How many total outcomes are there? 16. So 1 over 16 is the chance of me spinning it on the 9. Now, if we're going to put this into decimal, you just put 1 over 16, change that into a decimal, you're going to get 0.0625. And if you want to get into percentage, all you have to do is multiply your decimal by 100. So you'd have 6.25%. All right, B, the probability of me getting at least a 12. So that means 12 and above. So how many spaces are there? Let's find out real quick. We got 12, so that's 1. We got 13, that's 2. 14, that's 3. 15, that's 4. And 16, that is 5. So we got 5 different chances of me getting at least a 12. So it's going to be 5 over how many total are there? 16. Put that into a decimal. It's going to be 0.3125. And then put that into a percentage. You multiply the decimal by 100, and it's 31.25%. And then on numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7, I just want you to do A from each of those. Finally, we have compliments of an event. Now, this isn't compliment like, oh my goodness, Coach Gu, you're so cool. Your hair is just the best I've ever seen, and yeah, you're the best ever. That's not what I mean by compliment. This kind of compliment means the probability of an event not occurring. Okay, so since the sum of all probabilities in a sample space is 1, then the probability of an event not occurring, which we notate like this, P of the complement of E, equals 1 minus the probability of the event. All right, let's do some examples. Number 8, if the probability that it will rain tomorrow is 3/8, what is the probability that it will not rain? Remember, it says not, so we're going to take 1, which is our total sum of probabilities, and subtract the chance of that event occurring, which is 3/8. It's 3/8 chance that it's going to rain tomorrow. So the chance that it will not rain is 1 minus 3/8, which is 5/8. Put that into decimal, 0.625. Put that into percentage, 62.5%. Chance that it will not rain. All right, you guys just try number 9. And that's going to complete these notes over probability. See you in the next one. Peace!